Hey, happy Friday, everybody. Today is August the 2nd, even though the thumbnail said August the 1st update. But had a little issue last night and didn't have the internet, so I didn't even film. But at least I did my thumbnail, but still. So what I'm going to talk about today is just a couple of things. I'm going to try to keep it to about 7 minutes, and then there's a little bit of a how-to when it comes to these G39 cars I've been working on. If you've watched my last couple of videos, you've heard me complain about them quite a bit. But first off, I want to talk about these little Railway Express vehicles. I can't remember where I found them at, probably a train show. But just for those people out there who don't realize what just the very minimum amount of weathering can do, you can really see the difference between this one I worked on and this one I haven't touched. So you tell me which one looks better in the comments. I'm going to go with the one on the left. All right, back this guy up. Oh, head-on collision. So I've been working on this V&O F7. This is just an Athearn Blue Box model. It's just about exactly the same as what Alan had used, or Alan McClelland had used on his Virginia and Ohio. I've added some detail parts to it. Lift rings on the front, and there are grab irons right here that go down the side. Yesterday I painted the horns blue, and inside the bell I put a little bit of red on there. And if you've watched any of my other videos and seen any of my photos of my locomotives that I painted, that's just like my little signature thing that I do. I also taped off the grill here, and I just shot it with a little bit of aluminum on both sides. You can still see blue through there. I didn't want to make it, you know, too silver, I guess, too much aluminum on there. And if you notice, there's no decal right here. That's because when I taped it off, I didn't think the tape would pull the decal off, but it sure as hell did. So luckily, I got new decals in the mail today from Circuit City, and I will be putting the Virginia and Ohio on the sides and redoing the numbers. I also got a detail kit from Laser Kit Builders Incorporated or something like that, and I will be working on putting in these window frames, which actually give these windows the proper contour. And then at some point in the future, I'll blast it again with some blue so the frames match the car body. And then I will put in these windows at the bottom. And for some reason, I got the shakes today. I don't know what the hell is going on with me. All right, next will be the infamous G39 gondola cars, the ore cars by Roundhouse. These are kits that you can get for anywhere from $26 on eBay, which I think is extreme. I think I bought a bunch of them during the last train show I was at, and I got them for $3 a piece. But these have all been worked on extensively. I have went above and beyond when it comes to trimming the ladders and, you know, drilling out all the mounting holes, because if I didn't drill out the mounting holes, then the ladders would not fit in the hole. The little peg wouldn't go in the hole, if you would. And I went through and I painted all the wheels, and I also filed on the weights and painted them black. And at the end of this part of the video, there's a second half that will go into some detail on how I did that. So don't just listen to my radio voice and you know, be done with it in 3 minutes. Keep on watching. Keep on watching. All right, so something else I've been working on. I've been cleaning up the layout, and this is a Broadway Limited Pennsylvania L1 Mikado, and it's going to get a new Soundtracks decoder and current keeper here in the probably this week. And I had this has been a project I've been kind of putting off for a while, because for some reason it really intimidated me. But then I realized, you know, I can make the wires go wherever I want to make the wires go. So what I'm going to end up doing is pulling the boiler off and tracing the wire from the right side pickup, and I will create my own harness, like diagram, I guess you would be. So, and then I will hardwire the Soundtracks decoder in there. The same thing will happen to this Broadway Limited I1SA locomotive. This is still probably limited, but I think it was a precision scale model. And it looks great, but it weighs about, I don't know, 8 ounces. And it's got traction tires and it's plastic and it can't pull shit. Very disappointed in that. But if you go to my short videos and go to the very first one, you will see this one as this decoder dies and it gives you the sound of death. And it has been sitting around for a while and I have not messed with it, but I'm going to do a bunch of DCC projects here this coming week and a half. Talk about a little nostalgia here. So this little messed up little midget caboose over here was my very first attempt at a kit bash when I was about maybe 15 years old. And I always loved these N5 cabooses from Pennsy. And this used to be a, I don't know, a Tyco caboose or something like that. I just hacked it up with a saw and glued it together, and I thought it was pretty good, you know, at the time. And I look at it, it's kind of funny looking now. But what I'm going to do to this, since I put all that effort into it years ago, is I'm going to clean it up. I'm going to rework the bottom. I'm going to add windows, probably fill this window in, and the same thing on the other side. And this caboose will go on my my little industrial short line. I can't throw it away. I know it's not really worth anything, and it's going to be a pain in the butt to, you know, make it look decent. But I think in the long run, I'm going to have a lot of satisfaction with that. And that just goes to show you that, you know, nobody's good at anything when they first start out. You got to practice, and you know, practice does make perfect, but you have to practice perfectly to be perfect or something like that. I can't remember how to say it. But the point is, y'all got to start somewhere, and this is where I started. And if I could find my last kit bash, I would show it to you, but I don't see it anywhere. But I'll find it here in a little bit and I'll show it to you. But you'll see the difference. You'll see the difference. All right, take you off the pedestal here. So you can see I've cleaned up a little bit. Now, these G39 cars I'm gonna have to take apart and rework. Got some Pennsy decals in today and my V&O decals here. Let me show you how these people, you know, really took advantage of me on these Pennsylvania decals. Let me hide the name here. Let me go down here. So you see where total price $7.75 for the item, right? Look at that shipping. $6.30 for shipping. All right. Now, I ordered 2 sets of decals from Circus City. 69 cents. You can't tell me these effing decals cost $7, almost $7, or $6.30 to mail. That aggravates the hell out of me when these people take advantage of you like that, you know. But it is what it is. Okay, here's 2 things. This nickel plate caboose is 95% finished. I need to put windows in it, which I'm going to do this week, and then it'll be done. And this little Tyco car my dad did when I was probably 5 or 6, I'm going to shave the bolster areas down here and add KD couplers on there, and then that'll be done back on the layout. This is a ton of electrical parts I have removed from locomotives that I'm going to go through and decide what needs to be kept and what needs to be trashed. And then it's going to be all DCC after these 2 cars are done. I got a 482 here that had shorted out on the layout. Somehow every single electrical pickup on the right side of the driver's came off the driver and hit the tracks and shorted out the decoder. I put a new decoder in and it's still not doing anything at all. So I have to rip everything out and see what's going on. This Pennsy K4, this is a Spectrum model. I put in Soundtrack's decoder, current keeper, and speaker, and there's no sound. So I'm going to double check the speaker to make sure the speaker's working, and then do some troubleshooting on that. But those are the first 2 locomotives I'm going to look at, and then it'll be these Pensy locomotives so I can get everything back on track. No pun, but you know that was funny. All right, let's go back in here for the good news, the big news. Besides, did I mention I've been cleaning? Okay, I've been cleaning. So these are all my parts and my crap that I have laying around that I am organizing so I can put someplace and be able to find them in the very near future. I have anything electrical, lights and signals I got here. These are miscellaneous parts, and I got all my switches here. This goes to one specific locomotive. You know, some ties, which I have another box of ties. Once I find them, they'll get thrown in together. This is some centipede parts for Broadway Limited. Got a red tail P51 I was working on last year, found it. Another project parts. Got some wooden kits and some detail parts there. That'll go with the building stuff. That goes down here. I got some DCC stuff and a bunch of locomotive parts, but miscellaneous parts, grab irons and stuff. What is that? I can't even see. Looks like it's just a bunch of junk, but they'll probably get thrown away. And then I got a bunch of buildings and building parts here, and I need to go through and decide what I'm gonna keep and what I'm gonna get rid of. Then I got people and signs. Then I got coupler pockets. And then I got some random boxcar, you know, freight car parts right here and right here. That's a lot of junk. That's a lot of junk. I need to organize all this stuff. Now, here's the cool part. Just installed the last 10 feet, 8 1/2 inches of benchwork on this entire wall. The only thing I have left to do to connect all the benchwork together is this little tiny piece right here that I'll work on tomorrow. So after that, I'll start gluing and stapling the plywood to the framework or the benchwork, and then I'll start cutting on some foam. Now right now I'm just using all this additional space just to help organize all my stuff. Like right there I got an entire box of wooden ties, and I'm not handling no track, so I don't know what the hell I'm gonna do with that. All right, a couple of last things. We got our kitchen all tore apart. We got all the, what's that stuff called? All our appliances in. And a lot of this stuff is packed in this like waffle board, cardboard stuff. So I'm gonna use this to make some seam dividers, some hills and things like that, so I can get away from using some foam. And while I've been cleaning up, I found I got all kinds of freaking Gorilla Glue all over the place. This table's gonna get gone here really soon. That white door with all the, on top of the sawhorses, that's about to get gone. And then I'm really gonna dive into cleaning and organizing. I've got red bus wire I'm gonna run here in the next couple of days, because I mean, that really don't take too long. And that's about it. That's about it. Now, something that I have decided today. I've been talking about this little underpass, want to name this road, and I'm going to name it McClelland Avenue. I have really gotten into the Virginian and Ohio lately, over probably the past year. I've done a bunch of locomotives and cars for them. So I think it's only fitting that I honor Alan McClelland and his legacy with McClelland Avenue. Now, this road over here, I was going to name after my grandmother. And, you know, Marguerite Way just didn't really ring too well for me, but I'm going to name it Howard Street. And I have, that was her maiden name, and I had a couple of great uncles that were World War II veterans, and I think that's fitting as well. So Howard Street and McClelland Avenue. Tell me what you think in the comments. Oh, that's been 14 minutes. Maybe I won't put that G39 information at the end of that. I'll post that G39 information in another video here in a few days. So I'm gonna let you go here. Like, comment, share this video, and subscribe if you want. Come back here in a few days and see what I talk about next. Thank you for watching.